What makes a good matchmaking system? A good matchmaking system needs to provide a quick and easy way to access the game's core gameplay loop. The core gameplay loop being playing the game, you and your opponent fighting each other. Once the player has accessed said loop, that is when the match is found, they need to have a quality experience in the loop. And the player needs to be able to stay there if they want to. Put me in the dopamine cycle and never take me out. To accomplish this, I think it needs 3 things. Queuing from training mode. This allows you to practice, keep warm, and match while you wait. Once you've found your opponent, quick load times are a must before and after the match. Again, once you've accessed the core gameplay loop, it needs to do a good job of keeping you there. There's nothing worse than long load times between games. I'm looking at you, Tekken 7. Or long load times before games, a la Street Fighter V. Guilty Gear Strive's load times are somewhat front-loaded as it takes a fucking decade to get into the game and onto the server, but once you're in there, it's not too bad. Instant and infinite rematching is the best way to keep players playing after the first game. Again, keep them in the loop. I want to kill this tiny fucking gremlin. Please do not hamper my ability to do so with limited sets and long load times between rematches. If you look at other genres, they keep you in the core gameplay loop almost all the time except for when you're dead. CSGO, you're moving, you're shooting, you're trying to read what the enemy's doing. League of Legends, you're clicking, you're killing stuff, you're getting gold, buying things, getting hard-inted by your top laner. StarCraft, you're always pressing buttons, there's always something to do. The matchmaking in these other games doesn't really care about how long it takes to put you in a game, because once you're in there, you're going to be in there for at least 15 minutes on average, if not much longer. The wait is proportional to the amount of game you get to play. But for fighting games, it's different since an entire set can take 5 minutes or less. Just let me play the game. I want to hit the goddamn buttons. I need this. This is all I have. Monkey brain, please, just one hit button. Hey, you fucking see this shit? This shit fucking sucks! So we know what a good matchmaking system is supposed to do. Now let's take a look at a game with a great core gameplay loop, but one whose matchmaking system doesn't do a good job of keeping the player in it. An example of a fun gameplay loop is Guilty Gear Strive's. It's fucking awesome. Say what you want about the simplification of the game or the character balance and how they took Okizeme out back and Old Yellered the shit out of it. Strive's gameplay is fun. Seeing these larger-than-life characters do crazy shit and absolutely nuking the other player when you hit them just once, oh my god, hit confirming in this game just feels so good. It's so satisfying. You can feel the impact when you land something. Even on regular hit, but especially when you get that giant fuck-off counter taking up half the screen, confirming into a Potemkin Buster. Oh my god, I just wanna... Strive does a good job in that it lets you pick and choose who you want to play when you want to play them in the world lobbies. Or you can queue up for the first available person in the room or outside the room in training mode a la classic matchmaking. This is great, and I admire that they gave us both options. I like what Arx has tried to do with Strive in that it's not really ranked per se, but it's just a tiered structure of different levels of players so that high-level players don't get matched with newcomers. It's ranked. It's ranked. But I do like that they tried to put a different spin on it. Instead of the traditional ladder system, they have floors, or as I like to call it, the salty spittoon method.
Welcome to the salty spittoon. How tough are you?
Where you're fighting to get to that top floor and prove how tough you are. One thing they absolutely need to abandon is the constant rating updates. Again, I love the idea where you can just find someone at a station and match them. You get to pick your own games. But you can only get so far before it either ends the set automatically as one of you is sent back down the garbage chute, down a floor, or yeeted up a floor, or if you hit the maximum amount of allowed games. Yes, you can rematch them again afterwards, but even if you keep rematching, you have to wait for the long-ass load time to get back into the fucking set. Tekken 7 and Street Fighter both have mid-set ranking updates, but they let you rematch the same person right after without any additional loading time to get back there, unless the set is over. A good matchmaking system needs to incentivize the player to stay in the core gameplay loop. Don't punish me for winning by making me find another opponent, or punish me more for losing by not even letting me redeem myself in the middle of the set. Every time with this rating update, what did I say? Bro, what did I fucking say? Put me in there. Where am I supposed to go? Put me back. I won't go back. Fighting game ranks are cool. They look cool. They make you feel good. They smell cool. They even got cool names like Grandmaster, Warlord, Fujin, Tekken God Prime, Alpha Omega, Kentucky Fried XX, I make videos to cope with depression, 42069 XX, and Jesus. Ranked is crap. Your rank does not equal your skill. What I mean is that your rank is not an equation of your skill. Your skill does not fluctuate with your rank. Just because you drop out of silver for 10 games doesn't mean that your skill decreased over that time. That being said, the opposite is also true. If you hit a 10-game win streak and make it into a higher rank, that doesn't mean that you're better. Your skill is not increasing over those 10 games. If the positive or negative trend continues over a larger sample size, then you can make inferences about whether you're performing better or worse. You can climb rank and be the fakest, cheesiest player alive. I would know. I fucking did it. You think I learned whiff punishes and matchup specifics to get the gold? Fuck no. I blacked out for a full day and woke up in a Home Depot face down in a puddle of glue. I learned 2 basic pressure sequences, blocked on wake up and anti-air. Did you not figure out that I'm gonna run reset to command grab every single time? Alright then, thank you for the points and get fucked. That's the other thing about ranked, is the points or ranks themselves. They're worthless. It is nice to see the number go up because number go up, me press button good, yes. But seeing the measurement of your skill can dissuade you from actually playing the game in general, or once you've achieved a certain level, you might just stop. You could reframe rank points as a currency or resource. Win more points to get chances to play against better players, lose them and go down a level to farm some more points against weaker players. Trying to see these points as a currency seems like a good idea, but it really only works out well when you're gaining points consistently. What happens if you stop winning? What happens if you run out of points? I'd like to introduce you to the Super Mario effect. Mamma mia! It's a theory developed by Mark Rober that comes from his TED Talk. You can watch the full thing here. The Super Mario effect is when you're punished for your mistakes, you succeed less of the time. Punishment for failure results in fewer tries and less successes, whereas no punishments or negative stimulus for the same failures results in more successes over greater tries. The idea being that you should be focusing on the process of overcoming your failures and obstacles, and not on the failures and obstacles themselves. Rober sums up his theory in a one-liner that's pretty perfect. Focus on the princess and not the pits. I think about this a lot, and I think it provides an interesting parallel to not only the fighting game journey as a whole, but to the Guilty Gear Strive Rank Tower in particular. Not only are you chasing the goal at the end of the castle, like in Mario, the pits are similar to the frequent ups and downs of floors. And I also like to pretend Potemkin is up there and I'm going to rescue him from this disgruntled SeaWorld employee.
Totsugeki. Bitch.
So, in summation, failure without negative stimulus leads to more perseverance and improvement overall. If you're someone who doesn't like grinding ranked, you're really only left with 2 options. Either hop into casual mode, which is equally as pointless as it's just ranked without the added stipulation of points or rank on the line, or hop around player lobbies until you find somebody that'll play you. I do have a potential solution for this, but first I want to talk about ranked and some of the bad mindsets it can cause. Having a point system in ranked can do a good job of keeping some players invested and repeating the core gameplay loop, but a lot of times this can lead players to become ranked monsters, players that only care about ranked points, wins, and nothing else. Here's an example. This is a copyright infringement conscious medieval crackhead equivalent. He really likes his ranked points.
Yes, master. Give us the points. Give us 2 brushes.
And he'll do anything to not only keep them, but to get more. Players that play like this often have one gimmick or pattern that they do because it involves a certain knowledge to stop. In MOBAs, the equivalent of this is called a one-trick pony, or in our example, a one-ring hobbit. It's a Lord of the Rings thing. That's what it's Lord of the Rings. All right, whatever, moving on. Another bad mindset that can occur due to ranked is ranked anxiety. When the threat of losing or having a bad experience in ranked is overwhelming enough that you avoid playing ranked or playing the game entirely. It's very hard to get over. Sometimes no matter how much you enjoy the game, the idea of being placed in a situation where your skill will be called into question and that you might fail when it is can be so overwhelming that you lose sleep. Remember that solution I was talking about earlier?
3, 2, 1, let's go!
I think there's a lot more that developers can do to make a game's available matchmaking options a lot more diverse and interesting. CSGO, League of Legends, and Rocket League all have alternate game modes that you can just meme around in if you want. CSGO has Wingman and Demolition on top of a ton of community-created content. League has ARAM, Clash, and other seasonal game modes. Rocket League has different team sizes, hoops, drop shot, community training mods. Even StarCraft has a ton of in-game tournaments and community-created content in the arcade to keep you busy if you don't want to play either of the 2 main game modes. I don't know, give Street Fighter a Smash Bros. Item mode. There's just a lot more that can be done to support the player base by giving them more options to enjoy the game. A great place to start would be in-game tournament matchmaking. These need to be free to enter so that participants only stand to gain from them. It's casual, accessible, and easy to be a part of. Something along the lines of in-game tournaments in StarCraft 2 or the League of Legends Clash series would be awesome to have in a big-name fighting game series. Again, in the end, it doesn't serve more than a feat of achievement, but if you could tie in-game currency rewards and cosmetics or trophies to it, I think it would be a blast. For those people with ranked anxiety, it's a great way to have something else to play for other than ranked points. And I think it's a bit of a healthier alternative since you're not risking that stack of points you've been working on. If you only stand to gain from it and it gets you to play the game, that could be an important step for someone suffering from ranked anxiety to work on overcoming it. Casual is pointless. Casual mode in any fighting game is pretty much useless except to avoid having your ego stepped on in ranked. While this does accomplish the goal of removing the focus on the pits and failures, it doesn't really do anything to incentivize itself. There's nothing to play for other than to play. There's nothing inherently wrong with this, it's just when judged against something with higher stakes, it's just less exciting and not as engaging when you're there. It's basically just press button, play game. And that's okay. Could be better though. Right now, the only real reason to play casual mode over playing friends, labbing, or ranked is if you don't have anyone to play without matchmaking. Which, if that's the case, there's two things you can do. You can either hop player rooms, in my experience is a great way to find games, make friends, or get core practice, or join the Glue Eaters Discord, baby! We've got something for everybody. You like Naruto? Welcome to the Village Hidden in Glue. You like Dragon Ball? Pace levels over 9,000. You like JoJo's? Elmer's Stando. Gecko Squirrel paid me to say that. He loves JoJo's. We got tournaments. We got intelligent discussion. We got community events. We got all the things. So come join the solvent involvement today. Convert to Conglunism. Thank you for watching. Click all of the YouTube buttons. Shoutouts this time to Knight Swolaire. Give him a visit and tell him Proxi sent you. And a huge thank you to Kana the Dragon for recording that May line for me. His links are in the description. Go show him some love.